Hey Capricorn, welcome to your love and career tarot reading for May. We're going to get started right away. Make sure you stick around to the very end. That's when we get advice directly from tarot about what to do in these departments. And that's the most important part, right? First, I want to offer, if you'd like to say hi, and you're welcome to state what you want prayers over. If you're more private like myself, I'll send a little emoji or something. But feel free to say hi and I'll send my warm energy, my prayers to you. Is this like fun little experiment I'm doing? And I encourage everybody else to pray for each other too. I mean, we don't understand ourselves, right? We're kind of these interesting conduits for energy, and the spiritual world is everywhere around us, and why not help each other out? I'm also saying I'm sealing this space. I'm sealing it with love and good intentions, and nothing negative can make its way in. Okay? And I can delete it if it tries. All right, so what's going on for Capricorn? Let's make sure these are upright. We only choose the cards that fly out on their own. Rather, we let them choose us, right? And so right away in your career reading, it's suggesting that you're actually aimed in a very positive place. But it's like there's competition or some kind of conflict in getting there. I think you're fine with it. Like, you're staying on top of it. I wouldn't be surprised if Seven of Wands flew out, which is that gentleman who's on the rock, kind of playing King of the Mountain with his staff and trying to kick all the other, or rather trying to fight off all the other people trying to climb up there. And it's really just fighting off doubts whenever they, and successfully so, whenever they creep in. If anybody's a doubter or a hater, you're just like, no, you know. But there's undoubtedly some competition or conflict here. I think you're just rising above it. Some clarity on the Knight of Cups. What is this Knight of Cups? So I do feel that there is somebody possibly emotional, more creative on the creative emotional side. Maybe they can kind of there's a romanticism or an idealism to their what they bring to the table. Like, they could be a pretty idealistic person. But anyway, there's a little bit of disappointment in regards to them. And I think it's specifically around a project, something that, Ace of Wands, something that you guys were possibly gonna start in on. And it feels a little bit distant, almost like you're observing the person, like you didn't get wrapped up into it so far that they messed with your finances or messed with your plans too much. But there's just kind of like a, you know, and it could be stemmed with their direct contacts, or there could be other elements. There could be other components to why that was disappointing. But whatever, I think you're overcoming it. You can have faith in your own hard work. You know that that's getting you somewhere, and it's getting you somewhere legitimate, because we've got that Eight of Pentacles, which is this hard work card, being very devoted to whatever it is that you do, mastering it, right? And we've got that Nine of Cups, which is so positive. So really what this reading boils down to is in the face of adversity, you are thriving. Okay, so let's get some tarot advice about where to go next, what to focus on for our Capricorns. Advice. We've got two flying out. That means one helps define the other. At least for me, my readings, it does. Three of Rods and the Magician. Interesting. So this is encouraging you to be not only creative, like step it up in your manifesting, but consider looking outside of your realm. So if you belong in a company, you work for a company, it's like saying, hey, look over here, or look past this company, whether it's into the future of the company and where it's going, or maybe even outside of the company. But we've got Three of Wands being defined by the Magician. So we've got a really cool career reading so far. It's like you're thriving in the face of adversity because you can fall back on your own hard work to make you super happy. There might be a little bit of a disappointment in regards to someone who might be, I would say, a little more amateur than you in the sense that maybe they set their sights too high or their goals too high. They might need to walk their talk a little bit more, but it's not getting you down. But where tarot is getting interesting is with the advice, and it's saying, the sky's the limit here. Look beyond. Oh, interesting. King of Swords flew out in reverse. Clarity on the King of Swords. Okay, remember that competition card you first got out? That's the 5 of Wands, okay? Well, we got the King of Swords, and I was asking, who the heck is this person? Because this would be an individual who, they could be an air sign, but it's somebody that is a little running into the toxic area in the sense that they might be too hard, too cold, too logical, too intellectualizing something too much. It's very much addressed, correlated to kind of a coldness, a sterility, an uncaring. They care about facts, and in this case, it can be overboard. So in telling me about it, we've got that competition card again. So this is like either somebody that's just giving you a little bit of hell, an entity that is, and I'll say an entity because it's not always a human. Sometimes it can represent an institution or it could be like a bank loan or something. But in this case, I mean, it's kind of toxic, so it looks like a human. But it's good to say entity. So let me take a look at this. Okay, I mean, this could be somebody who's higher up or powerful, somebody who has the ability to advance you forward somehow in your career, because they know that your stability is connected to it, to them, to it. And it's almost like something you can't quite shake off or finish, close a chapter on. It's like there's associated to this energy is a lot of work, a lot of energy that one has sunken into something here. But there's this this failure to move forward, this wishy-washiness. It's like teetering on a balance, and it's creating conflict or competition. What is this? 2 of Swords. So I guess tarot, so this is all in your advice column, right? And it's kind of, it sounds like it's giving you a background understanding on whatever this King of Swords in reverse is, this entity that is kind of cold and calculating and kind of, it's not productive. And it's like they can't let something close because there's been so much put into it. But there's this, okay, this is what it looks like. It looks like it wants, whoever this or it is, wants a certain result or certain set of conditions. And it doesn't want to move on until it gets those conditions met. But it's just that those conditions are not available. And so it's starting to create a toxicity in them. Does that make sense? So tarot is highlighting it because it's such a stark contrast to the energy that first flew out in your advice, which is go beyond, look past this. You can create something. I wanted to say recreate too. But you can create something out of nothing here. You have the ability and you have what it takes. And if this is any reminder, you know, this came out, the conflict card. I know I'm driving this into the ground, aren't I? But the conflict card came out along with like the really happy at work card. Like, you're good. You're good. No one else holds the key to your happiness. All right. So hopefully that was really clear. And I'm going to put these back. We're going to actually get your romantic love reading. Excuse me. You know, in the pre-shuffle, the interesting thing happened with you, Capricorn. Two things. In the pre-shuffle, the Six of Swords kept on popping out, came out twice. And Six of Swords talks about healing, massive healing, like really getting over something. And in most cases, having help to do it. And then the other thing that happened, which was really unusual, was the serenity prayer popped in my head. And I started saying the serenity prayer in my head, which is, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I believe that's what it is. So just put it out there. All right, you guys. Capricorns, love. First, I'm going to get a couple cards, just kind of take the temperature, which Capricorns I'm talking to. Of course, only take this if it resonates. You know, leave it if it doesn't. You know the difference. Where is my Capricorns at? Ooh, they got Queen of Cups. That's a loving energy, nurturing energy. Could be a water sign. And we've got the Eight of Cups, which is leaving something behind, headed for greener pastures. And then we got right there, we've got your card there. The Devil card is ruled by Capricorn energy. You know, every major arcana card is ruled by a specific zodiac sign, sometimes more than one. And we've got the Devil out there. Now that could be just Capricorn, you showing up in your own reading, but it could also be Nine of Cups. So we got a lot of cups here. So there's definitely a lot of love what we're talking about. Excuse me. The Devil could also mean kind of a repeating set of behaviors that doesn't serve you, right? So we're going to get more detail on these cards. Let's break them down. So we've got this, who's this Queen of Cups? Okay, so somebody who might have been a water sign, or they might have just kind of shared some characteristics of your common water sign, which is sensitivity, compassion, and nurturing. Sometimes, though, their way of dealing with, every sign has got its way of dealing with disappointment or difficulty. And in this case, it could be avoidance in that can be kind of hurtful, because they could give a lot, and then all of a sudden just take it all back, kind of as a self-protective thing. And you are left with questions in the relationship. And there's a little bit of disappointment, sadness connected with this individual, the Five of Cups. But not all is lost. Not all that milk is spilt. We have the Eight of Cups. And I think that I feel like, I'm just straight up saying, I feel like somebody in this relationship was having a hard time moving forward. Definitely with the Two of Swords in reverse and the Three of Wands. And it was almost like there was a sense of like, well, they needed more information, or they needed you to prove it to them, or vice versa. You know, the energies could be switched. But someone in this relationship needed more, needed to know more, needed to have things proven to them, needed to have more confidence, more security, more. And finally, you know, it's just time to go. You know, it's just time to head for greener pastures. What's this Devil card? Who's this Devil card? Okay, and so this could be somebody who's very familiar with you, somebody that you've known for a long time, or even You could be married to them with a Hierophant. This is ruling over institutions and marriage. But also that there's almost a certain loyalty because of knowing them, because there's a history there. And so it could be that there's almost a cycle of behavior surrounding that. But we have this really happy card of the Nine of Cups, and I'd like to know more about that right here. So I think that you're ending up happy. What this feels like is relief, eventual relief. There's immediate, like there's a sense of disappointment, but there's more disappointment when they're there clinging, like when they're hanging on and nothing's really definite. It's not even breadcrumbing. It's more like having to deal with their confusion. And it's like, you're so over it. It's like, make up your mind, be solid, just go in a direction, like feel something and move towards it either way. So it's interesting. So let's get this Nine of Cups. What's this Nine of Cups all about? Happy, happy. King of Swords. Knight of Rods. You got people coming out here. Yeah, I feel like there's just, yeah. We've got the Lover's card, came out with the Ten of Rods. Just finishing up this chapter. Finishing up an exhausting chapter. See, this is depicted by a gentleman holding all these wands on his back, traditionally in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. And it's like, oh, the castle's in the background, and he's just carrying those wands almost there. You can almost drop them. And so it's just really kind of closing up a chapter in love. And the Lovers is interesting because it really depicts a choice. Originally, the card way, way, way back in tarot was called the Choice. And there was two, I think traditionally there was like two women in it and a gentleman, and had to make a choice. So anyway, this is definitely, it's like one person is just not quite flattering the other person. Like their personalities, one is just kind of more immature, and they want adventures, and they want more fire, and they want more. And then the other is more grounded in fact, more grounded in logic. So I think that, you know, going forward, it's going to be much more positive, a lot easier. I want to get advice from tarot for you in love, for our Capricorns, advice for tarot. Tarot. There's the Serenity pair again. Just popped in my head again. Ooh, Ten of Cups. Yes, you're going to be happy. You're getting the Three of Rods throughout your entire reading. Your love reading, your wealth reading, your career reading. This is like looking out towards what's possible. So this is a very big planning phase in your life. You know, things are, you know, maybe writing to-do lists, making plans to travel. This is oftentimes a big travel card. Waiting for your ships to come in. The sense of things are just around the corner. And then we have Queen of Swords in reverse. So cutting people out, cutting things out. And it can be kind of harsh. Watch those words. Queen of Swords can be kind of harsh with their words. So that's somebody, this is like Queen of Rods coming out upside down. Yes, this is like cut out the toxic things in your life, cut out the toxic people. I mean, do it with kindness, right? But because you've got the Fool and the Sun coming out together, you've got a really fun adventure waiting for you to move forward on it. But it's really about inertia, you know? And so before anything gets too stagnant, just start planning. Like write a list, a to-do list if you want, you know? You don't even have to shop for certain things, but put them in your cart, you know? It's just like getting your brain unfogged by certain individuals in your life and moving forward. It's just really looking beautiful and bright for you. So congratulations, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Like and subscribe if you feel like it, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.